Good morning and welcome to the Wednesday morning Be the Light meditation. I've started adding dates. I'll tell you why. Because the information that I'm bringing and coming through, of course, would be different today than when I started doing these meditations, maybe in 2015. There are basic principles of truth, but also the games and the rules change as we go. And we are able to hold more and more solid lines of expectations of the environment around us. Why? Because those that we're going to be co-creating with are starting to wake up about the idea it's not all about money, that you can be a sleazeball and get ahead, and that people are wanting to be better partners and better people. So we're all in this together. And as we are moving ahead as a species, everyone is working with teachers and moving ahead and waking up. So we can raise the bar now. Things that we put up with, well, look back, things our mothers put up with and then stuffed it because they really couldn't express what they really wanted and expected. We are, my age group, we are the transition generation. We're saying, oh my God, this doesn't work. I'm going to get sick, implode or explode if I don't start making sense of working in the world in an honest, authentic way where I can ask for what I need and expect to get it in a place of integrity that honors my worth and their worth. Then, of course, there's the millennials who in many ways are already so cool and so ahead of us. So let's just imagine that we are always expecting and allowing to see the best in the people that are around us in that moment. We forgive ourselves for our trespasses, for previous behaviors and attitudes. And I think it was Maya Angelou, I posted something yesterday, that the decisions we make now would be different than ones we made with different information in the past and a different rung of our lives. So what this all points to is compassion. Compassion and forgiveness for ourselves and for others. I think it was said by some wise person, forgive them for they know not what they do. That was Jesus, of course, but I don't want to sound like some proselytizing, stumping Christian. Many gurus said many beautiful things that now we actually are understanding and knowing in our guts and our heart. So, how do we learn what to expect from other people? Pretty much our early caregivers are mothers or fathers if you had a stay-at-home father, again, for the transition generation. So the first thing is we must remove the vapors of our mother's neediness, sense of needing adulation, approval outside of themselves, because those are the keys to demurring to other people, forgetting yourself. On my voice bio, voice analysis, I can see there are certain vocal patterns that women are indeed in a harmonic profile to be a person that has a big sign across their forehead. I'm nice. Don't worry, I won't come and bite you in the butt if you don't do exactly what I expect. I have some soft edges. I'm a nice person. Well, people misread that. People who haven't been raised by mothers who set really strong boundaries and set a line for doing things right. If you have those harmonics in your voice, you will be the one that people will pick out in a room and choose you because they can manipulate you, they can shame you, they can read you like a book, just even by your body language. So much of what we do on these Be the Light calls is to not behave and speak in ways that are representative and exhibiting our wounding, our vulnerability, our pain, because that is the shining little lights that bring in the predatory behavior. So today's topic is about releasing the inner pictures and traumas that created this movie of our lives anyway, and brought in the perfect actors and actresses by our vocal resonance to confirm our issue and initial problem and wounding. So it always goes back to clearing and healing to a freedom where you are in this moment and you are not responding in ways that give away your power. So I think you've got the picture now. I painted a picture, and we're going to just have to drop in and see where this goes as a part of our dissolving the old platforms. And then it's not like you can just use your wording or draw a picture and say, I want only work with people that are of a certain level and certain caliber, because your body and your gut and your old wounding is still going to have just a little blinking light, and that last person will come in to show you there's still a residue of that, not quite worthy enough to expect people to, and it's all unconscious. It's not something. And still, even if you're a free person, someone can come in and totally trick or work with you in a way, and then you recognize that vibration, and you feel it, you smell it, you see it coming. So we're becoming wiser and wiser all the time, and we never beat ourselves up where we are residing in our co-creation mode, and we begin with ourselves. Okay, let's take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We ask and intend that we see ourselves clearly, without judgment. We witness recent activities, and we ask, where has this been repeated in my past? Where is this vibration? What other faces have held this snake-like behavior out of integrity that has put me on alert that perhaps I have not held strong enough boundaries or attracted this in? Think back. Just allow yourself to drop in a little bit. Think back when this unsettling feeling, this vibrational little seed was planted within your being. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth, because this is the source of the problem. And there are no perfect people. And often we are to meet and experience people who may be 75%, 90% healed, and they have that one little ouchy issue that matched up with your vocal harmonic. So it's an absolute dance. So when these issues come up, again, we are not to negate all the beautiful spiritual advancement and movement that we have made in the world. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. So by the talking, we are removing all of these instances and people and energy and patterns from our body simply by seeing them, making them real, and seeing and knowing that they are not us. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We ask that these feelings, which became patterns, are beginning to be shaken up so that they can't hold their form anymore. Simply by being seen for what they are, they're already being pulled out, like with the big magnet of truth and eyesight and witnessing, and just feel in your gut how some of the deepest seeds of vibrational misalignment planted by our earliest experiences in our life are now waking up. they are moving. We call in any spirit guides who can see beyond our own sight or perceptions, and they also are helping us relieve ourselves of these old quagmire patterns. We are choosing and we are ready to be free. Take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We are tired of these tired old patterns, however they express themselves. Being too nice at the coffee shop, letting other people in front of you, and you miss the only taxi that you were waiting for. All sorts of little ways that you can sabotage yourself by not standing in your sense of worthiness to do what is right and fair and timely for yourself. Just feel into your gut and into your beingness that sometimes, if life is a game, say a baseball game, and you're not staying on your base, but you are sensing that someone else's need is great, and you are forgetting yourself and running over to their base, who's minding your store, your base? We often abandon ourselves in our need to appear nice, to have even our own approval of our own inner guide of what is nice and kind, and we miss the entire point. Because we, in fact, by running over to someone or giving them a message, I matter less than you. I can't trust you, and you can't trust yourself to do what is right. I need to be here. I am going to supersede your lessons. This, of course, I'm saying is an exaggeration, but this is a type of mothering that freezes, demobilizes, and demoralizes a growing child to go through the proper developmental states. So sometimes, if we as mothers are too quick to jump in, perhaps we have learned that from our own mother, to correct, if our mothers were too much in our field in a not nice way, do you see that you may want to be in other people's fields in a remedial, kind, nice way, to be kind so they don't have to feel any pain? So you're kind of doing the opposite of what your initial caregiver did, but the own spin is then your ego is involved for needing to supersede their own learning process and waiting to be asked for advice and waiting to intervene or to make an offer, a contract, because you're off your base and you are just everywhere, frazzled, helping everyone. So we, as the divine feminine, now know it is important to stay in our lane, stay in our own vehicle, keep our vehicle full of our own gas, which is our time and energy, and to assist others to do that for themselves. So if you are feeling taken advantage of or giving too much, it is coming from some stream that you have been taught to do, and you have very little reference for absolute, centered, not selfish, but self-intuitively, inner-guided, loving self-care, and knowing when and who to engage with, because you are not in fear. And your voice radiates out absolute expectancy of rising to the call of any co-creation, any agreement. So that is the stellar leadership that we are building within ourselves by recognizing and moving these energies deeply. So take another deep breath and notice that much of this resides right around our middle. Sometimes we have extra weight around our middle. Protect ourselves, our vulnerable organs there, and our stomach has much tension. And this also is the area of our will. And in many ways, we have been afraid to impose our will on others for fear of being overbearing. And so what we do is we apply our will too strong and in such a personal way, because we're not divinely orchestrated with our words and activities, in a way that actually kind of backfires for us. We do not have very many models of strong-willed women who can walk into the room and there is no doubt that everything that she says and does might ruffle feathers, but is for the good of whatever torch she is honoring. Truth, goodness, fairness for all. People recognize that torch you're carrying. You also recognize if you walk in and you're trying to be it, and yet you're still giving away your energy because you're referencing your own self-esteem based on who likes you. Think of Mother Teresa. Everybody else is waiting for someone to use their will very powerfully. Not to say, here I am in my will. When she walks in a room, everyone else galvanizes around that dominant frequency, which is good. People may not agree with her, but what can you say? She's in alignment with goodness. She is fully embodied with the divine principles of the Creator's energy on earth. So just feel into that. I think Mother Teresa would have attracted teammates and people in situations to add more light to the world, and people wouldn't be tricking her. She doesn't have that harmonic in her voice to set up for that sort of scenario. So essentially, kind of like the Divine Mother, who has a smothering energy, but it smothers out the fire of fear. It cuts the cord to the oxygen for fear, because if someone is holding the strongest vibrational field of love, fear can't exist. They can't exist in a fully consistent vibrational field of love. Fear cannot grow. It has no oxygen. So this is our quest. So as I am speaking, I've been asking and tending that the energies within all of us are now moving, breaking up to a new tune to release us from our personal havoc programming, assumptions, and vulnerability caused by our pattern. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. It's almost like a very gentle, it's a rotor-rooter, but it's soft. It's soft, like at the car wash, ever scratches anything. We are getting an internal cleansing. And often the anger resides in our liver. The sadness in our lungs. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath, and let each breath be like that soft car wash, flushing, clearing every little inch of all of these organs. We ask that the sense of having to protect ourselves, of course we had to protect ourselves because we still were blinking a little bit of vulnerability. We ask that we are infused with pure love all across our abdomen, to let it melt our armoring, that protection. Because when another person comes into your world and they're competitive, they see your armor there and they're like, oh, this person feels they need to protect themselves. I'm going to poke them a little bit. So in many ways, unconsciously, we have invited this in, and it has been our choreographed dance of our own healing path. So let's bless it all. It's been heavy. It's been a long-term path. There's been a zigzag. We feel free, and then we drop down. There's even deeper, darker, heavier stuff. Oh boy, and then this. But every day the sun rises, and there is a new chance to face something new, and we get clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer until it's clear. So open your heart now as all of this is clearing and moving out. And now we're ready to receive by asking the Creator to prepare it for us. A beautiful new intake, a new shot of a new brilliant, new divine energy to kind of continue this purification, this redemption of all that we've done, releasing it. So the Creator is making this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful batch of coloring, colors, of balls of energy melting into each other, all representing a frequency bath of essences just for you, like keyed in with the highest computerized system, color by number. Every organ, every nerve, every cell, every energetic field of yourself is asking and requiring a specific formula right now. So just imagine that the Creator is making like these little balls of perfectly formulated essences to match you. And this is all coming in a beautiful golden bucket from the Creator source. And now this bucket is beginning to pour this essence, and the first ball is now hitting the top of your head. It doesn't matter if we know in our logical mind where or how it's moving through us. We just know we are soaking it up. We're soaking up that ball. We are soaking up the next ball. And now we are soaking up half of the balls in this bucket. And it feels energizing, a little warm. It is going through our head. It is going through our neck. It is going through our shoulders. It is going through our chest. It is going through our gut. It is clearing and purifying. Now it's going down the hips, the legs, and out the bottom of your feet. It has a silvery light to it. And you are regenerating all the programming in your body that matches your new self moving forward. You have released the old patterns, the girding, the protection. You are now fully realigned. The old is gone. So now we are asking that the Creator make a beautiful chalice, like a beautiful chalice of pure colors, vibrant, pure colors. And this is your divine operating juice. And let this pour now into your crown chakra and let it fill. Imagine it going through your bloodstream, into your nerve cells. Your organs are filling in. And we are replacing, like in a car, we're replacing all the old fluids and giving like super octane upgrade. All of this holds beautiful, bright vibrations. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Just resting. Take your attention to your heart and let your heart expand and fill and open. There's nothing you have to do, just allow your heart to absorb these energies. And if there's any parts that feel a little tight or overfilled or a little stricture or pressure, just imagine it releasing any holding back and just letting go and letting all these fluids just gush through your body in a bigger, radiant manner than ever before. Feel all of your auric fields expanding and expressing this new, beautiful coloration, this field, this patterning. It's an oscillating, like little pixels of millions of interacting colors, of lace-like patterns and designs as you breathe and your heart beats. It is fully synchronized and beautiful and sustaining your physical body of the highest health. We ask that with it right in the middle of your brain that we are resetting all of the computerized brain sites to a whole new home, a whole new operating system. Take a deep breath. And so your nervous system is on board and reset. When we set a higher vibrational field, it's impossible for fear to enter. Bounces off. So this is our natural state. Take a deep breath and feel just this gorgeous, wonderful field. Now, we're going to put a beautiful golden resilient egg around our entire energy field. And we ask that this process, which is very thorough and complete, continue for each of us at the depth and the level and the stages for our highest sense of freedom. You don't create absolute perfection unless that is in your highest good to have that. There still might be other lessons, other people to work with that still show you another phantom cellular pattern. So we are free in this moment of fear. And we move forward with compassion for ourselves and others. And we know that our work as a vessel for love and goodness requires for us to be present, to consider our needs first. Self-care, self-love, so that you can hear the word of the Creator and create action through this dominion of love that actually actualizes true change on earth, which is what you came here for. So just take a deep breath. And again, recognize that you have this beautiful, resilient bubble around you, and that all is well. We ask that this energy shift be integrated and stabilized to the best degree of each person listening to this now or in the future. So I'm going to turn off the recorded part at this point, and you have a choice. You can stay and talk or chat a little bit, or you can just go lie down somewhere and let it integrate. That's your choice. Thank you for joining me today. I am Jan Jorgensen at soundandlighthealingarts.com.